Hello and welcome. Today I've got for us a short, moderately paced to slow paced movement practice coupled with a short yin practice. So we're going to start off with some breath work, some movement, and work our way into holding some poses at the end. So let's get started first in a seated position. And you can sit up on the floor, you can sit up on a bolster or a pillow. And just roll your shoulder blades down the back a few times. And then close your eyes and grow your spine taller. Might even shift from one hip to the other, really sitting on the bony part of the hips. Lengthen up through the crown of the head and take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, like that, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And close the mouth and breathe a bit deeper in through the nose, out through the nose. I'm going to do a short breathing exercise or pranayama where we're breathing in 3 parts. So the breath in 3 parts is focused in filling up the belly, then the lungs, then the chest. And we can emulate a movement as we focus on this 3-part movement by raising the arms a little bit on the inhale, like 1/3 in, inhale another third in, inhale into the chest another third, and exhale, smooth exhale out through the nose. So it's all in and out through the nose. Let's start here. Inhale in a third, little raise. Inhale in lungs, little raise, another third. Inhale in chest, all the way up, and smooth exhale out. Inhale in belly, a third. Inhale in lungs, a third. Inhale in chest, a third. And exhale all the way out. Close your eyes. Let's do 5 more rounds. Inhale in a third. Inhale in a third. Inhale in a third, all the way in. Exhale out. 4 more. Inhale in a third. And a third. And the last third. Exhale out. Inhale in a third. Inhale in a third. Inhale in a third. And exhale out. Last 2. Inhale in a third. And 1/3. 1/3. And exhale out. Last 1. Inhale in a third. Inhale in a third. And 1/3. Exhale out. Release your arms down and relax your shoulders. You can rest the hands on the legs and tune into your breath now. Any change in your breath, your focus, coming deeper into your body. What do you feel in the body as you breathe in, as you breathe out? And then on your next inhale, one seamless breath in as you reach the arms up. Inhale, reaching all the way to the top. As you exhale, take a gentle twist over to one side and hold here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist a tiny bit deeper, a little more rotation in the shoulders, down, radiating through the rib cage. Inhale, back to center, both arms up, and exhale over to the other side. Rib cage, twisting, shoulders, chest. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist a bit deeper. Inhale, back to center, both arms up. Exhale, reach one arm down, one arm over. Nice stretch through the side of the waist. Deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, back up, both arms up, and exhale over the other side. Inhale, a little more openness through the side and the chest. Exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, hands to heart. For the next little part of spinal movement, we'll come into standing, adding in our legs as well. So just standing a little bit wider than hip distance apart with our feet, and toes and heels in alignment here. We're gonna bend into our knees and round out through our spine, scoop in our belly. So it looks like this, very rounded. And as we inhale, stand up tall and pull the shoulders back. As you exhale, round forward. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, round forward, knees bent. Inhale, stand up tall, shoulders back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, tall, shoulders back. Exhale, shoulders forward. And one more. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, forward. Keep rounding here again. And then flatten the back a bit, reach the arms, keep your knees soft, inhale here. As you exhale, go forward just a little bit with the fingertips onto the ground, bend into the knees and start to move your hips a little bit. Take a nice smooth deep breath in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. And soften your knees, inhale, rise up, straighten up your legs, exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to start going up and down, forward and back, in order to start to really wake up our legs, our hip flexors, our spine, and a full body stretch. So as you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, soften your knees and don't ever round your head here, but just keep your head lifted. Straighten your legs a little bit. And then on your next inhale, come back up. Exhale, go forward, a little straightness through the legs. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, go forward. And one more like that. Inhale, up. Exhale, go forward. Hold here, inhale. And as you exhale, round forward. Now release your head, your neck, your shoulders. Grab onto opposite hand and elbow. And a little sway side to side, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And release your arms, bend into your knees, inhale, sweep your arms, slowly lift the head and the neck, and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, let's take one leg back. I'm gonna start with my right. And walk the feet out a little bit wider, so we're kind of to the edges of the mat, the short edges of the mat. And this back heel is on the ground, the toes are turned forward. Front knee is slightly bent. And just bring your hands here to center, your forearms to center. So as we inhale, we're going to straighten out through that front leg, open up the arms, sort of a cactus arm, shoulders back. As we exhale, bring the arms together and bend in. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bend in. And do two more like that. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, open. Exhale, bend in. And then from here, reach your arms, lengthen up. It's not quite into a full warrior one. Just kind of teasing into a mild variation of it. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, bending in a little deeper. Inhale, straightening up through that front leg, walking in the front foot a little bit. And then hands under the hips, go forward over that straight front leg a little bit more. Start to feel that hamstring stretch. Take a breath here. Flattening through the back, lifting the chest. Inhale, back up. We turn out the back toes. Bring the front foot inward a little bit. Front heel lines up with back inner arch. Reach the arms long. Shoulder blades down the back. Warrior two. Take a breath here, just sinking in. And inhale, reach the arms, straighten out through that front leg. As you exhale, reach up and back. Reverse triangle. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, separate the hands and start to reach forward on your next inhale. As you exhale, come back, and then lean back a little bit, reach back. And do that one more time. Inhale, just feeling our torso move over the stability of our legs. Back toes are turned in a little bit. Front foot rooted into the ground. And then start to go forward a little bit. Give your front knee a little micro bend. Keep this inner part of the leg long, the inner thigh, reaching. And then just bring the hand just below the knee. Inhale the top arm up. So we don't have to go really low here to get into triangle. Just be more upright. Not dipping into that bottom arm, but lifting up and out of the top arm, opening up the ribs, the chest, and the hip. Maybe gazing up, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling back up. Exhaling, bending in one more time. Inhale, straight leg, hands under the hips. Begin to heel toe that back foot forward. And we'll come back to the top of our mat here. Give your knees a generous bend and a straighten a few times. And just feel the difference there. You should be able to feel the difference between sides, right? All right, relaxing the shoulders. Let's go to the other side. Again, so the opposite leg comes back. We plant the heel down. We walk it out to the side. And we're really just creating ample space for our hips here. This foot walks out. So we're on different tracks with our legs. Pointing the hips forward, a little bend into that front knee. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Start with your arms together. Inhale, lift, arms out wide. Exhale, bend in. And so you might need to adjust your stance a little bit. We'll do this a few times. Move with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, open up. Exhale, elbows in. And two more like that. Just warming up our hips and our legs, our hip flexor. Last one. And come up here. Reach your arms, soft bend into that front knee. Adjusting as you need to. And it's not like a super intensive warrior one. Just a little bit here. Take a breath. Maybe you gaze up, reaching the arms together. And exhaling to straight leg. Walk that front foot in a little bit. And square the hips as best you can. Flat back, go forward for pyramid pose. And try not to lock this front knee joint. Keep it a bit soft. Nice deep breath here in through the nose. You should feel it all the way through the back of that front leg. Exhaling. And inhale back up. Turn the back toes out. Turn the front toes forward. And set up for your warrior two. So front heel lines up with back inner arch. Back inner thigh opening, knee over. Aligned with the big toe. And reach the arms. Soften in. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten up through that front leg, and exhale, lean back. Inhale, back to center, and split the arms. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, back here, reaching back, and exhale, reaching forward. Inhale, come back to center, soften the shoulders, exhale. And on your next inhale, reach forward over that front leg, soft, little tight micro bend in that front knee. And then hand comes below the shin, below the knee, onto the shin, and top arm comes up. Open up the top ribs, the top shoulder, inner shoulder, outer shoulder rolls down the back. And maybe we gaze up here. So lifting up and out of that top arm, not dipping into the bottom arm, not putting a lot of weight onto this leg here in the bottom. Take another breath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend in. Take a breath here. Sinking in. Inhale, and reach the arms, straighten up. Exhale, hands to heart, and begin to walk your feet in. And that's our little movement part to start off with. Let's start to hold our next couple poses. So our knees are gonna stay underneath our hips or on hands and knees to start off with. You can do this little cat-cow spine for a moment if that feels good. And then we're gonna settle into our first yin pose, which is our heart melting pose. So hands are coming forward, hips stay over knees, and we can melt our chest towards the ground. We're gonna stay with this pose for about 1.5 minutes. And in order to gauge that, you can just start to take 14 to 15 deep breaths here. So when we get into the pose, that's the first part, then we find stillness in the pose. You can be more upright if that's more conducive. You can even be on the forearms if that's more conducive. And then we surrender as much as we can. So we should be down to about 11 more breaths here. Just breathe into it and find your shape where you can. Just breathe softness into the areas where you're feeling tension. So keep following that deep breath. Leaning into the silence, the stillness. Notice what comes up in your mind. Come back to your breath. And we'll take a few more rounds of breath together here. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale in through the nose. And sigh it out. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Last 2 breaths together here. Nice deep inhale. Nice soothing exhale. And that last deep breath, inhale and exhale. And then from here, we're going to go forward onto our forearms, untuck the toes, and we're just shoulders over our elbows, forearms flat onto the ground, palms pushing in. Begin to reach your chest forward, walking your feet in a little bit. Spin your inner thighs in and make your pinky toe heavy so your legs are still working. And we're actively lifting the chest and opening the collarbone. So there's this activation of opening up through the chest by pulling the shoulder heads back, retracting the shoulders down the back, and lifting the neck a bit. So if this at all feels painful, you can come out of it. You can reach your arms a little more forward, it's a little less intense. Or you can certainly just come down and come out of it and take a break. Of course, we don't want any pain in any pose that we're doing. And we really have to learn, develop this discernment within us, which is noticing where there's like a discomfort and where there's like a true pain in the body. And there's a line between the two. So no pain, but we might feel some discomfort here, which is common when we've been rounding our upper back a lot in our necks by being on computers and texting and driving and all that. So this is not going to be the most comfortable position for most of us. So we just sort of kind of come into it, find where we can take it. And in those 14 to 15 breaths, we're already over halfway through. Maybe close your eyes here. Just feel yourself breathe, feel yourself in the pose. See if you can surrender more to the pose. And we'll take about 5 more rounds of breath together. Right? So not an exact 14 to 15 breaths, but it averages maybe that 15 to 20. Inhale. Here, lift the chest. Exhale, find some release. Inhale. And exhale out the mouth or nose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last deep breath together. Inhale. And exhale. And slowly begin to lower yourself down. Rest your forehead on your forearms and just feel the effects for a moment. And feel your upper back uncoiling, releasing out. You can move your hips a little bit. Take a deep breath here. And then take your hands to either side of the ribs, pin your elbows in. Don't move your head and your neck at all. It's really your chest that's lifting. Chest starts to lift, elbows pin in, shoulders back. And there's just a very slight gaze forward. Take another breath here, cobra, elbows pin, in. And then push your hands into the ground, come up off the earth. Do this little back movement and forward movement until you start to feel a release in your lower back. That movement, those last two poses can be a little intense. And move the hips, sway them over to one side and then the other. And then we'll do a bit with our hips. We'll do a twist and we'll be done. So let's sit upright and bring the feet together. Take the hands and interlace them onto the outside of the feet, and we can keep the knees lifted however much they stay lifted. And also we can alternate from bringing the hands here center. We can hold on to the knees. If you have blocks to put underneath the knees, highly recommend that. But otherwise, the version without the blocks is holding on to the outside of the feet, this cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana. And then drawing the shoulder heads back and finding some openness in the chest as we find openness in the hips. So we should be very tall, upright position, no rounding in the spine. Again, results may vary with how low to the ground we get the knees. Of course, blocks help us find extra release in the hips. And our hands holding on here can serve also as some support and buoyancy, creating some more buoyancy in the hips, some release there. Close your eyes. Notice what's going on in your mind, if anything at all. We just notice. Come back to the ebb and flow of your breath time and time again. Soften your facial muscles. Surrendering to the pose. Just take about 3 more breaths together here. Inhale and exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, exhale. Whatever you're holding on to, whether it be here or here, gently start to lift the knees, bring them in, and bring your legs out in front for a moment. We can just move a little bit over to one side and then the other. Now we're going to extend let's take the right leg out in front. We'll take the left leg in. And so it's a single leg stretch as well as starting off with a twist. So this right foot stays flexed the whole time. Fan the toes, draw them back towards the head, and really get rooted in the sitting bone. So it might be moving the flesh of the buttocks back, making the femur bone heavy. And then we'll start with our twist. So we're gonna sit up tall and really not try to jerk the shoulders a whole lot, but move from the rib cage. So moving the right ribs back, the left ribs forward. And then we can add a little bit of shoulder, but try not to jerk through the shoulders a whole lot. Inhale, sit up tall. And as you exhale, twist a little deeper. Let's see if we can take 10 rounds of breath together here, and always modify as you need to. Inhale up tall, exhale, wringing out action. Inhale, sit up tall. Notice not moving the neck a whole lot. You can if it feels okay. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhaling, wringing out. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, going tiny micro movements deeper. Softening the shoulder blades. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, melting into the twist. Inhale, up tall. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Close the eyes if you like. Last couple rounds. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last breath here. Inhale and exhale. And now gaze over that extended leg. We've really begun to move the torso over this extended leg. So taking advantage of that, begin to melt yourself forward. A lot easier to come over that leg after we've done the twist with the torso. Bringing this back arm back, melting yourself, walking the fingertips, keeping this foot flexed all the way. You should really feel it in the back of the leg, the hamstring. As you keep this foot flexed, keep pushing through the big toe mound, the heel as well. And then as best you can, just melt the head towards the knee. And we'll just stay in this pose for about 5 breaths. Counting out those 5 breaths on your own. Last deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come all the way upright. We'll just do the other side, then we'll take a Shavasana and be done. So just take a moment, feel the difference between sides. Lots of difference, lots of uneven feelings. Just sit with that for a moment. And then go to the other side. So taking it to your left. Foot is flexed, toes fan back, femur bone is heavy, inner thigh spins in, and we just start that twist with a focus in the rib cage. So the left rib's going back, the right rib's going over, and then we start to radiate that twist upward a little bit more into the upper back, and the shoulders, and it's already radiating down. You can feel it through your core, your lower back, rotating around on top of the hips, right? Spiraling around the vertebrae. So a couple, about 10 rounds of 10 rounds of breath here. Take it on your own. Sit up tall, close your eyes, and just focus on deeper breathing, surrendering into the twist. Take our last breath or two together here. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, a little tiny twist deeper. Find it in your rib cage, the sides of the waist, the obliques. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, a little deeper twist. And then gaze out over that front leg. Recommit to flexing through the foot. Recommit to really sitting on this bony part of the hip, flesh of the buttocks away, and start to walk yourself forward. Back arm comes forward, lifting the chest as you go, and then melting forward. Encouraging you to forget about reaching for your toes or your foot. Sometimes that can be overstretching of the lower back. Just bring your arms out to the side. Let your head come forward as much as it can, but don't overstrain, no pain to get there. And then on your own, once you get there, settle in. Take about 5-6 breaths here. Let's take that last breath together. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Inhale and come all the way upright. I hope what we've done so far is really help you feel a little taller and more freedom in your spine, in your hips, and your shoulders. And so if there's anything else you want to add here, maybe just some little movements. You can do this rounding or flattening of the back. Coming down onto the mat, you can hug the knees in if that feels nice. You can do a happy baby if that feels nice, or even a bridge pose. Just some options for you to take your final movement or pose. And then we'll come into a Shavasana pose, settling in, resting the head, making the arms and legs heavy. Take your time getting there and just take a couple deep breaths. Close your eyes. You can certainly cover the eyes with a pillow, an eye pillow or a cloth, pillow or bolster or blanket underneath the knees, or covering the body. And we'll stay here again for about 2 minutes. Let's just on our own, once you settle in, count out 20 rounds of breath on your own. Count 20 down from 1. 1 breath is 1 inhale and exhale. And on your exhales, focus on a sense of softening into your mat or the earth, whatever you're laying on, tactily feeling the earth and letting your bones feel really released and heavy, the muscles releasing from the bones and softening. So let about 20 rounds of breath, Shavasana. Last few softening breaths here together. A little deeper inhale, and feel free to exhale out through the mouth. Release whatever else you can. Let your head be heavy, heavy, your shoulders melt in, your arm bones, your leg bones, your hips. Just releasing out residual tension. Nice deep inhale in through the nose. And smooth exhale out through the mouth. Sigh it out. One more breath like that. Inhale. And exhale, exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your arms. Wiggle out your fingertips, point your toes, wiggle out your toes. Wiggle out your whole body, this nice little wave through the whole body. The arms and the legs become very relaxed and released. And then bend your knees, plant your feet. Roll off onto one side, whatever feels most natural for you. And just pause there in the fetal position for a moment. Feeling the sense of calm, safeness in this very primordial fetal position where we all started. And then come up off the earth very gently, pushing into the earth without a whole lot of pressure in the neck. Using your upper body to push yourself up. Find a tall seated position, lengthening up through the sides of the waist. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, open the palms, spread through your hands. Hopefully we're feeling a bit taller. And we'll do that 3-part breathing one more time finally to end our practice. In the inhale, 1/3, and another 1/3. And the final 1/3 all the way up, reaching up. Big exhale, hands to your heart center. Draw inward here, opening up through the heart. Maybe you take a moment to set an intention for your practice, hands over the heart. Breathing into the goodness of the practice and bringing this sense of goodness, openness, stretch into your daily life, into your mind and your heart. So with gratitude, maybe you set an intention of gratitude, but honoring the space that we share, bowing to the light in you. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.